Episode 5. Turnabout for Tomorrow. Hoya. Get hyped? No one can escape their past. No one. No matter how hard you try. Ooh, intro video. Baby Athena. We've seen little clips of this before, but now we're going to get the whole thing. There's the samurai sword. The one that was probably used to accuse Blackwell of doing the murder. The sins we've committed. And the sadness we've caused. No matter how far we run, our past remains, as ever-present as the moon in the sky. Our boy Apollo. Is he going to help us with this final case? I would assume so. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. It looms. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow. Hell yeah. It's time, y'all. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, y'all. It's time for Case 5. Get hyped! Where we left off with Case 4 was kind of a huge deal. Athena now being accused of this murder because she had her fingerprints on the lighter. And the whole thing is whoever's fingerprints were on the lighter was the murderer, apparently. So now we get to try and figure out what the heck is going on around here, part 2 or part 3. I don't even know how many parts this really is if you count Case 1 combined with Case 4 here and Case 5 now. Like, just, it's been a whole clusterfuck of a situation with this whole rocket stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And I still think, obviously we got to get Athena cleared, but I still think in the solving of this case, we will also somehow clear the name of Simon Blackwell because, you know, something about why he's able to be a prosecutor and all that is still questionable as well. So all that I think is going to come to a head here in this final case of the game. Now I know I keep saying it's the final case. It's not technically for this because of the DLC, but it is the final case of this story, which means the credits are going to roll probably after we finish this case. Anyway, also that statute of limitations is up for... Yeah. So the case that happened 7 years ago, like when Blackwell got, arrested, like we're hitting up the day of the statute of limitations. So that's why that's another big issue that's going to come up here. Very similar to that DL6 incident that we had to deal with in the first game. But all right, December 20th, 1:23 p.m., 1:23 p.m. Right, anything agency? Here we go, baby. They took Athena from the courtroom, straight to the station. Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. Absolutely. Also, Morrow. You got Evelyn those little donut holes she likes, right? I got a 20-pack at Tim Hortons because I figured they last a couple days. And nope, that girl sure ate 12 of them in like 5 minutes. You can't leave her alone with donuts, Morrow. She'll just devour them. Remember when we got her those donuts at the pumpkin place? And she ate them in like fucking 2 seconds? There was like, we got her, like she literally just, like we got the donuts, we got in the car, we turned around like, did you have your donuts? She's like, yeah, I already ate them. I'm like, what? She ate them super fast. She was hungry, I'm sure, but I remember that. And that was already like 2 years ago. All right, anyway. Evelyn wanted some donuts. What can we say? I mean, I kind of forgot about it until you just brought up donuts and her eating them fast, and it just kind of unlocked the memory. But yeah. It's pretty funny. All right. Anyway, so yeah, she's being questioned at the very moment. Sorry. Sidetrack about donuts. My kids are gone. Phoenix is so sad. At least he has his actual, adopted child around, hopefully. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now, Apollo has gone off on his own to seek his own truth. And my pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. Damn. So sad. It's even quieter in here than usual. Yeah, they don't even have music playing, man. Yeah. It seems so empty, too. I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it was, at least based on what we know. Still believe it was, based on what we know. But now Athena is the one who's being accused. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center... Guess we're getting a quick recap here. The lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant Solomon Starbuck innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. Oh boy. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. Damn. Also, that's okay if you gotta lurk, Morrow. I know you got your boss in there today, so, lurk away. Have a good day, hopefully. But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Well, that's because you don't have anything to go off of, bro. Where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? It's not that you got things wrong, Phoenix. It's just you don't have all the facts. That's the other thing. I was like, why is he why is he beating himself up over this? He just doesn't have all of the facts. What did you expect? Also, hey, Berserker, you're here just in time for not a trial again. You keep coming in during investigation sections, but welcome in, dude. How you doing? We finished up case 4 last time, and now we're on case 5. Just started it up. Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial's tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm gonna prove Athena's innocence, I'd better get out there and find some evidence. Off we go, then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence. Great. Before we go, I'd better tidy up the evidence I have on hand. Unnecessary evidence. Go to the office. I wonder which evidence that was. Athena is probably still in the middle of being questioned. So Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center. Alright, so we're going to get back to that, I suppose. And when you called this one of your favorite cases, you meant the full package, not just case 4? That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's pretty much 2/3 of this game is this case if you count the bombing at the beginning of the game and doing that whole thing, too. It's all one part of the same thing. Phoenix's hat from the previous game is on that trophy. It is. But it wasn't just Phoenix's hat. It was the hat of Trucy's original, like her actual father. That's actually Trucy's... That's a picture of Trucy's actual father is what that is. Oh, you're saying the statue. Sorry. Up there on the top right. Sorry. Yes, I was looking at the picture. I don't know what the fuck. You said statue. Never mind. His beanie is over there. I got you. And it says Papa. Sorry. My brain looked at the fucking guy with the hat over there, and I'm like, that guy? That's not Phoenix's hat. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Flammy? Welcome in. How you doing? Gotta love Phoenix's psychic intuition of, nah, I won't need this. Yeah, I was gonna look at the evidence he got rid of, because I don't know what the fuck he got rid of. Obviously, the lighter's here now. Still have Aura's statement. Still have this thingy. I don't even remember what we had in here and what we got rid of now. Holy crap. What did we have in here that's gone now? I honestly don't... I couldn't even tell you right now. Oh, the bullet hole. All the bullets. Everything that had to do with bullets is gone. All the bullet stuff. There was 2 bullets. There was a bullet hole. All that stuff is gone. Also, hi Tara. Welcome in. Flammy can only speak Spanish now. Oh no. That's all the Spanish I know. Well then. I guess you're gonna run out of things to say then, Flammy. But yeah, no, we never questioned the sister, Aura Blackwell. Well, it's this thing. She wasn't a suspect because she was escaping, so there's no reason to think that she's in on it at all, right? That's why we need more details. That's what I'm saying. That's why Phoenix can't be too... He shouldn't beat himself up so much. He doesn't know what he missed, you know what I mean? He doesn't know what he doesn't know what he doesn't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and ask her what to do real quick just to see what she says. I haven't really got the chance to talk to her much in this game. I still can't believe Apollo really left us. It was so sudden. Maybe he got tired of being my assistant for my magic tricks. I don't think it's your fault, Trucy. But I made him clean the toilet a lot. And I made him go bring in the newspaper. It was my fault. I just know it. Oh, Apollo. I really don't think it was your fault, Trucy. But I didn't realize Apollo was wearing so many hats around here either. Yeah, because Trucy made him do all the work. Any ideas? How could they suspect Athena? It's just ridiculous. It must be some kind of conspiracy. A conspiracy, huh? Well, it certainly is some kind of mistake, that's for sure. First of all, we have to bust Athena out of the detention center. Then we have to chase down the people who framed her. We'll sneak around the world from Kiev to Carolina with the hot fuzz on our tails. Isn't that exactly the same as the plot of the movie you watched the other day? Yeah? Sounds about right. Also, we haven't really had a good chance to talk to her, so guess what? Check this out. I guess pretending your attorney's badge is like your quick trick, huh, Daddy? So it's just a trick to you, huh? Well, you are one of the talents in our Write Anything agency, after all. But I have to say that an attorney's badge won't give any laughs. I don't care if I don't get any laughs, as long as I can clear my client's name. That's a good one, Daddy. I'm no match for you, though, Trucy. You and your magic panties. The plot twist of this is that Phoenix did it. Yeah, sure. Anyway, my French can also be summed up in one sentence too, Flammy. So your Spanish was one sentence, and here's your French. Mon canard est en feu. Don't forget about omelette du fromage. Anyway, he does seem to have a recurring character flaw of getting a guilt complex over things he can't control. See also Maya's kidnapping and just... Yeah, exactly. Phoenix always beating himself up. It's like, bro, we just don't have all the facts. Once we get all the facts, you got this, bro. He should be more gung-ho about, like, okay, we need to figure out what the fuck is going on because we know Athena didn't do it. That should be that should be his only thought. Fuck that. She didn't do it. Let's figure out what the fuck. I shouldn't be like, oh, I did something wrong. Oh. Like, no, you didn't. Anyway, did I catch that Kiev to Carolina reference? I did catch it, but I don't know if I know what it's from. It sounds familiar. Love how the games just acknowledge how much of a meme presenting the badges by now. Yeah, that's why I always do it, to make sure anybody I can. Oh, it's a reference to Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego game show. Man, I haven't heard that shit since I was like a small child. I couldn't even tell you. The only part I know about the song is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. That's the only part I remember. After that, I don't remember any of it. Ah, this liquor is fire, though. Irish know their liquor. Are you drinking some liquor right now, Flammy? Some Irish liquor. Alright, anyway, we're going to head over to the entrance of the Space Center. Apparently, we can only go to the entrance first today, for whatever reason. Manfred von Karma did it! Man, that'd be a crazy callback. But as far as I know, that bitch ass is still in jail, unless he died in jail by now, because he should be old as shit. So, anyway, let's go. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. Hey, look, my favorite guy. Director Cosmos, do you have a minute? Ah! Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. Oh, he's like, fuck that, I ain't talking to this guy. See ya. Director, he scooted away. His expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy. Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today. Oh, yeah, that's all. That's right. It was still today. I almost forgot. That was today, bro. That was today. All right, I guess we're going to chase his ass down, I'm guessing, until he can't run away anymore. To the boarding lounge, I suppose. Ba-da-bum, bum, 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 bum. I do remember the important part of the song. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Yeah, I haven't watched that shit since I was like a little baby child. It's called Shanky's Whip. It's not bad with Coke. My demo scene handle is Cosmos. This is weird. Oh, sorry. Separate sentence from Flammy. So he heard the words Cosmos and he's like, oh, me? I'm like, no, not you, Flammy. But anyway, the alcohol you're drinking is called Shanky's Whip, huh? Coke, a little Shanky's Whip with some Coke. Sounds pretty good. Is it like is it a whiskey? Because a whiskey Coke, always a winner. Anyway, let's see if we can catch up to this old douchebag. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Boarding lounge. It is a whiskey. It's got some vanilla in it. Nice. That does sound pretty good. We were here only yesterday. Oh, hey. Oh, look. He's already out and fucking free, huh? Nice. I don't know why he would want to come back here, but here he is. Yo, Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? It wasn't even like a few hours ago that you were sitting there on trial and getting a not guilty. Anyway, yup. Oh, yup. And I came straight here, bro. This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You giving me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... oh god, what are you hand about now? What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss CYKES. He saw Athena? I was at a loss for words, bro. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now you can go back into space someday, bro. Yeah, that sounds like Athena, minus the bro part. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes, man. They were red and swollen from crying, man. She's got to be suffering. She must be so worried. And yet, she went out of her way to be nice and give that big smile. Well, Phoenix taught her well, remember? The hardest part for a lawyer is in the hardest moments, smile or whatever. I forget how he worded it, but it's basically that. She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. There's no question about it, man. That girl's innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she goes free. And then they can put me in prison instead. I don't mind. We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm going to give her the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. I know she'll be all right with you in her corner, man. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo has a fine boss to look up to. Yes, he does. His name is Starbuck, yes, like Starbucks. What is this? 360? You mean 180? You mean like the fact that he wants to go to jail for her? That would be pretty hilarious if that was the case, even though we know that's not how we're going to do this. Let's talk about it, though, since you're out of the jail now. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum, man. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. So there never was going to be a launch that day. Not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in, man. But I guess that's about how it goes when you're worth less than the space debris. Is he gonna be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole. Well, that's just how he is. He's always Debbie Downer, man. Dude looks like a lighter. Should put one flame to it to see it go up beautifully. Well, I mean, his head is shaped like a rocket, or at least his haircut makes his head shaped like a rocket. It's his hair is supposed to be like a rocket. I get why you're saying it looks like a lighter though, because he's got like the red on his head looks like it might be a flame coming out of a lighter. I get that. But when his face is straight, you can see his hair shaped like a rocket. Anyway, the murderer. If logically, yeah, if his head's the rocket, then his ass would be the lighter. Yes, yes. True. Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Not really, man. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police though, man. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Just as I thought, the culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So the person you saw holding a gun, So was the person you saw holding a gun, Mr. Starbuck? I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female, tall or short? I can't even tell you that much, bro. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see, man. The door. Ah, yes. The door. As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yes, except right now. Oh, yeah, except right now the door leads to the Space Museum, bro. You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Might find something a little different than we did before, maybe, huh? Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure, man. Just let me have my print scanned here. Thanks, buddy. Much preach. Much preach. Have I ever played the game Little Samson on NES? Of course I have, Flammy. I did that a few months ago. I thought you were here for that, weren't you? Maybe you weren't. You might have missed it. But I did play Little Samson a few months ago. It was a good time. It was actually really good. Anyway, switching the launch pads. Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right, man. Because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear you. Times sure are tough. Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door. Sure, let's go. Let's go. Hey, why don't I come along, bro? I can show you around. Sure. Why not? Whoa. Okay, there's a leaf there. Huh. Anyway. Yes, of course, there's videos of it on YouTube. If you just go to my YouTube and look for Little Samson, you should find a playlist, because I got posted them months ago now. Tecmo Cup Soccer? No, I have not played any Tecmo Cup Soccer, no. Alright, huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here. Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. There are lots of trees around the Space Center. She's right. It's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know. If they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on. Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor and they came in that way. Not everything is set up like a magician stage, you know. Huh. Okay. You should redeem Tecmo Cup Soccer? I mean, if you have the points, it's a retro game. You could make it happen on a Friday, Flammy. It could happen. And I'm at least obligated to play the game for a little while. At, like, probably at least give an hour to it, if not more, depending on, you know, what kind of gameplay loop I have to do on a soccer game. But alright. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yep, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification, bro. You just hit the button and open sesame. So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either? That's right, Trucy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints when they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor into Boarding Lounge 2. Okay, so that matters. The fact that there was one on the other side that doesn't require fingerprints matters as well, because that means anyone could have come through the door from this side. So someone could have been hiding in the museum, took a ride around, came out, you know what I mean? Makes sense. Also, apparently I'm going to be playing Tecmo Cup soccer on my next retro stream. That actually works out because I think that I can play that and then I can start Sparty's game after that. That works out for me. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. And I imagine this corridor is built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor. But you can take a look to make sure. Or not. Anything else to talk to you about? Anything else to present to you? Did I ever present this dude my badge? I don't know if I ever did. I don't think I ever did because he was our client. Well, maybe I did when we were in the... Maybe I did when we were talking to him in the detention center. But let's do it anyway. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? No. Sorry, I'm so useless. Oh, okay. Useless. No, it's alright. There's no need to get all depressed. It's okay. Get depressed all you want. Maybe it changes since it's a new case. Well, I tried it anyways, and not much there. Okay, so... It didn't say I should go do anything else. Should I present this guy some evidence? I don't think the autopsy will matter. The diagram? I'm just going to go through everything and see if he has anything to say about anything. Video? No. Pamphlet? He might say something about this thing right here. No? I know, so useless he doesn't even have unique dialogue for my badge. I know, what a useless bastard. Wow, he doesn't know anything about anything. What about the lighter? Wow. You are useless. You don't know shit about shit, bro. In that case, bye. I guess I'll go back to the entrance. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Entrance. Oh, look. It's him again. Curse the wretched who sullied my name. Reverse course and full speed away. Director Cosmos, wait. Nope. He gone again. I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that! The mobility system has been compromised. Trucy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. Damn, got him. And the streak continues. Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing. Damn, she's been doing those knife throws. She's savage. My dear old battleship. We fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor. Daddy, he's gonna blow that thing up. Nah, I bet all that button will do is make it go haywire again. Very well, I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably. I know it's minor, but I wish that particular cutscene had or particular moment had a cutscene. Me too. It would have been hilarious to watch Trucy throw a knife and watch it go pop as he like fucking crashed or something, or he just stops in his tracks and goes, "Damn it!" That would have been pretty funny. All right, let's talk to this guy about some stuff like switching the launch pads. Director Cosmos, when you were talking in court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with. Yeah, see, this is one of those details I think we need to know. Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I've been taken prisoner. Uh-oh. Is it more Cyclops? Hell yeah, it is. It would have been weird if we only had one in this game after showing me that that's a thing. No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo his Cyclops if I want to get to the bottom of this. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, let's try it. I don't know if we have what we need already, but let's find out if we do. Let's give it a go, Joe. Behind the switching of the launch pads. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the two launch pads.
I refuse. You can't make me. I can hold out longer than anyone.
I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Now, let's see. Where to start? This is how you explained your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it. This is how you explained your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it to save the astronauts. Because that means he knew the bomb was going to happen, right? Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket far away from the actual explosion.
Huh! My astronauts were ready to go out on an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing?
I agree, you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped into the space museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off. Yeah, I was gonna say, Clay must have been in on it, right?
Take that!
You must have gotten Mr. Taryn to help you.
Ah!
He stole the tranquilizer from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum.
Ah! Someone please help this poor prisoner of war!
How is he able to spin around like that? I mean, it's a Segway. It's pretty easy, actually. I've never ridden a Segway myself, but it seems like there's a pretty easy way to just spin in place, the way that the wheels are set up. If you really want to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch?
If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble?
I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident?
Well, that's because... I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronaut safety.
But it was just a warning. It could even have been a prank. Why did you believe in it so completely?
Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about these days.
Oh? I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. I'll have to go talk to Maya. Or did you already talk to Maya? Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone.
Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, see?
AKA a regular old telephone.
It's been a while. Planning another launch? I see you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call.
The bomber said it's been a while? And that was enough to make you take the threat seriously? Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before? Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. The Hat One Miracle... Or wait. Maybe it's the bombing? Well, the Hat One Miracle... yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Because the other two don't make any sense. The Hat 2 bombing is the one that just happened. So the courtroom number 4 bombing must be what we're talking about here. Easy to think how much money they would have lost from canceling the launch. I know, right? It's such a waste of money to do a rocket launch in general. I shouldn't say a waste, but such a money sink to do it. So to cancel it is super wasted money. I'm going to assume we're connecting both bombings. It was the courtroom bombing, wasn't it? That's when you were dealt a major blow.
Do you really think blowing up a courtroom would have shaken the center of the cosmos?
Gah! I guess I got it wrong. No? Okay, the director... Okay, fine. Fine. It wasn't the courtroom one. Then it must have been the miracle. The Hat One Miracle. That epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said, "It's been a while," you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank.
God, didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on an ex-serviceman?
So I gotta just go with my first gut instinct. I figured he meant the Hat One Miracle, and then I talked myself out of it again. I always do that. It never fails that I talk myself out of it.
Yes, the Hat One Miracle was really a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight.
Sorry, I was trying to hearing noise in the hallway, but it's just Mina doing her claw thing on the claw tree, and Danny apparently being chased by her. At least here you can't say that the miracle never happened. What is that from? The miracle never happened? That sounds familiar. Yes, my character flaw, overthink, especially in these games. Oh my god, this game is always about overthink. I should always go with my gut. If my gut is wrong, that's fine, but I should always go with my gut. Sabotage? Murder? So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat One miracle.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and that the case was closed.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Director Cosmos thought was the culprit. I mean, Simon Blackwell was the one that was in jail, right?
Take that!
Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he had committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind the bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit's been running free all this time.
How do you keep seeing straight through me?
And there goes the last lock, biatch. Oh, the bad ending of Justice for All had a hilarious typo that ruined the moment by saying the miracle never happened. That does sound pretty funny. Did I have that happen for me when I played? I don't remember if I had that happen. Did we get that? Because it sounds familiar, so I feel like I did do it just to see the bad ending. Like I seem to recall one where like Phoenix was walking away. The miracle never happened. Alright, anyway, we're going to talk about switching the launch pads now, bitch. Tell me more. I think I did get that screen, Berserker. I seem to remember that. That's why I'm like, the miracle never happened. When I said it out loud, I'm like, that. I feel like I've said that before. Anyway, the reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat One miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at this space center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding, motherfucker.
If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads, we'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago.
7 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat One miracle? Here we go. We knew this was coming, so here we go.
The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme.
So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
Ah, here we go. So the girl, the other girl, the one we see in the photo, she was the victim of the original murder. I had a feeling this was going to be the case, but I was waiting for it. Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism.
All that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming and going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints.
Wow. How appropriate that he said a withered old leaf. If only we saw a withered old leaf sitting inside. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
A spy? Like a Russian spy? Guess the movie adaptation of The Hat One Miracle got it very wrong. Indeed they did. But that's why you make a movie about some bullshit like that, to hide what really happened. Maybe that's not why you make a movie. Sometimes they make movies to exploit or show what really happened, but depict what really happened, but yeah. A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Sorry. Big yawn. Maybe it was James Bond. Yeah, maybe. Carries out dangerous missions and always gets the girl? Yeah, James Bond. That's who we're talking about. Someone's watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material, it's not at all surprising that a spy could be behind it all. I mean, in this case, it could have been something like that. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that this is some James Bond shit, but like a Russian spy or whatever, wherever the fuck Aura Blackwell is from. I mean, obviously, that's our number one suspect at this point is Aura. She's the other team member in the photo. She's the other one that's left alive. She's the one that hasn't been suspected of any of this shit. She's clearly going to be our big culprit in the end, or at least of this situation. I'm just curious how evil she's going to end up being, man. We only really got like a taste of a conversation with her, and that's about it. So we shall see.
Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between nations in this space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, but even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning us of sabotage.
The same MO as this time.
Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think?
Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing? I won't say basically, but they are similar.
But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy.
Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation.
They did indeed. And then to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story.
And that was the Hat One miracle, wasn't it? But then, 7 years later, the same MO, advance warning of sabotage? That must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads. Indeed. Now we're doing James Bond joke titles, huh? The Spy Who Killed Me. Moon Bomber. I'm trying to think of one. I ain't got a clever one. You forgot that actually is what happened in the cover-up? Well, now you know. There was a cover-up. So there you go. Just like 7 years ago, homie. 7 years ago, the spy gave you advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it?
That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor. It was quite a moving speech, actually.
Moving? Really? Maybe if you're easily inspired by political talking points.
But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched the launch pads and staged the moving rescue scene.
So, okay. This whole thing that happened was set up on purpose by this dude. And that's why Clay was in on it. And they didn't, I don't know why they didn't tell the other guy. I guess they wanted to make it seem like it was still real. Dr. Yes. The man with the golden badge. Yesterday never fries. Golden ear. I mean, if we're just making jokes in general, I thought we were trying to make jokes that were relevant to this case, though. But anyway. Because in that case, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Damn it. I need to stop yawning. So anyway, he staged the whole thing. Got it. Tomorrow never turnabouts. There you go. See?
First, I stuck it to the center the night before and switched the launch pads. That way, the astronauts would go from Boarding Lounge 1 to the Space Museum. Then I put a close repair sign on the door to Launch Pad 1 in Boarding Lounge 2.
You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do?
I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Taryn.
But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it?
He'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went well until...
Clay's murder, huh?
After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out, but after all that effort... Taryn is dead and the hat too is destroyed. And the Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in that blast. My home, the center of the cosmos. Beautiful Cosmos Space Center is done for!
Wait, did he mean... what did he mean by the Hope capsule was lost in that blast? That's what the spy was probably trying to steal. The lady with the golden whip? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Coffee finger? Oh my god. Sure. Fucking coffee finger. Are we talking about Godot here with that? Almost forgot about that guy. Anyway. Godot. 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 Go. 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 Godot. Godot. Go. Go. Godot. Anyway, let's talk about this Hope capsule and where it went, homie. I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Taryn. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with the asteroid samples inside. So what kind of samples are they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Taryn's murder. The capsule was being held in a safe in Launch Pad 1. But I gave it to Taryn before the incident, so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that, with it safely in Taryn's possession, he could make it look like he rescued it during the stage's miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost to that explosion anyway.
But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
You misunderstand. The launch pad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to.
The one in the courtroom, maybe?
Ah, it was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence.
There you go.
It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens.
Interesting. Yet another casualty of that blast.
Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads.
What? How?
The police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today.
Wow, did they? Did they?
A bug aboard my battleship. A tap on my advanced communication system.
A wire on that phone?
Yes, a wire on this very phone. I used this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launch pad switch. Just to the few select members who knew about the plan.
Who else knew about the plan, big homie?
Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of Launch Pad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion.
And planted the bomb then. Got it. Yes, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you really think the same spies behind this incident and the one 7 years ago?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Then this spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell has been chasing. Absolutely. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once... The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues, even still. For starters, that case happened here. Right here at this very space center, too. Got that morning throat, man. Gotta get past it.
So if we can find this phantom...
That's right. We could clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell, too.
What about him?
Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though.
I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in.
It's all over for me. Spin, spin, whirl, whirl, I'm done for. The center of the cosmos is doomed.
Do you think he's gonna be alright, Daddy?
Well, at least he'll be in good company. There must be planets out there he can spin with. Wow. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into that Hat 1 mission, too.
If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum. There's a Hat 1 exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me. I'll just keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds.
Okay.
It's like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something.
I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Well, let's go to the Space Museum. Okay. You just stay here spinning. Bye. To the Space Museum. We all learned some more today. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, Space Museum.
Let's see. Where's the exhibition on the launch 7 years ago?
Hell yeah, that photo is going to matter a lot more now. There, that's the Hat 1 exhibit.
Oh, wow. Look at that photo of the team.
Here we go. We're going to need this photo right here. There's Clay and Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aura Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. That's because she's probably been dead for 7 years.
Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos.
Let's check out the newspaper article, too. Hat 1 launch imminent. And there's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage.
They really were keeping it a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket.
It must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing, the one that belonged to Clay.
Actual jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says.
So there, I see the slice in the side of it. It's probably the girl who died. That's her jacket, and it got the slice from Blackwell's sword. I mean, that's probably the story. But yeah. Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks. Nah, dude. It's got a slice in it. I like how they didn't even mention the slice in it yet, but it's gonna matter. Hello? Who dis? Oh! What the fuck are you doing here? So random. It was you! You did it! Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here?
I heard Athena got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here at the scene.
You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her. I know, right? She had to be in every single goddamn case in the game, for real.
Athena's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her.
Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center?
What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl.
What do you mean she used to live here? Do you mean she used to be here all the fucking time? I'm assuming so. I mean, yeah, we did point out that her case is connected to... Yeah, no. This is... If anything, Juniper's going to help us explain the case from the past. Somebody needed to help us explain that. That has to do with Athena. So anyway, they announced that Tales of Xillia remasters are coming out in October. So is it just the first Tales of Xillia, or is it both of them together? That's what I want to know. Anyway, so she used to live here. I'm assuming that just is like a figure of speech. She used to be here all the damn time. They're just doing Tales of Xillia 1. Okay, got it. She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Ms. Woods, could you tell me more in detail? Yes, please. Tell me more about Athena in the Space Center, please.
Athena's mom worked here.
Oh my god, it's Athena's mom. Of course it's Athena's mom. Of course it's Athena's mom.
If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that.
But why was a psychology specialist working in a space research facility?
I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It was far. Sorry, it was far from. So it was far from Athena's first time here. Oy vey. They're also remastering Shenmue 3. What the heck? That game's not even that old. Is it just because they're porting it to more like modern systems? Like, it's already on PC. How much more are you going to remaster it? I wonder why she didn't mention it.
She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her.
Yeah, when her fucking dad died. Or when her fucking mom died. Oh, Gamescom is happening right now. That's why these announcements are happening, but there's no videos yet for on YouTube. Well, later today, I'm sure we can watch some YouTube videos on these new announcements. Anyway, let's talk about this sad memory, shall we? A sad memory? Can you tell me about it?
There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago.
The same time frame as the Hat 1 launch, yeah?
Athena's mom in the robotics lab. She was murdered.
Yup. What? Sorry. Hurting my throat doing that.
After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school.
Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all.
I was so worried about her. I came here so many times, hoping to see her. But I never saw her again.
Damn. That's no wonder they fell out of contact and they didn't hang out for a while. That's why when she saw her again, that she didn't call her Junie at first. It had been a while, you know? Anyway, in theory, there's a Silksong demo available at Gamescom. Wow, but it's like starting tomorrow. Oh, interesting. You never really watch these shows live. You just look for the stuff I'm interested in after. Same, Sparty. I haven't really been into it, watching stuff live in a long time. The only time I ever really watch anything usually is the Nintendo Directs, but the last couple I kind of missed, so I had to watch them after the fact. But I still watch them. But anyway, so yeah, Junie never saw Athena again until recently.
After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years.
And so the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Quart's case.
That's right, and I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy.
Okay, well, let's talk more about young Athena. What was Athena like as a child?
She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home.
That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it.
She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around.
It must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. Poor baby Athena.
She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Huh. I wonder what kind of research it was.
Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories.
Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Ooh, Daddy, show her that picture. Atta girl, good idea. That picture. Yeah. It's part of this, I guess. Wait. Gotta go to present, sorry. Present. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this? Could you take a look at this for me?
Oh, look, there's Athena's mom. The woman on the far right, the one in the kimono. That's Dr. Metis CYKES.
Metis CYKES. Athena CYKES and Metis CYKES. What a name. Metis CYKES. Metis CYKES. Athena's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch?
What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch.
Just as I suspected. It's all connected, boy.
Well, that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
That would be Athena's mom. So this is the murder director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean that the crime prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? Yeah, I mean, that's a big reason why Athena always, like, cringed and had the internal battle inside whenever she saw Blackwell. Because she thinks that he murdered her mom. But, obviously, we're going to learn otherwise. There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case.
There is?
There is. Thank you for all your help, Ms. Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her.
Oh, scusi.
So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We've got our plates full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day is through.
The detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. Absolutely. Let's go talk to our girl. Also, I don't know what you think you're going to find in the robotics lab when that shit happened 7 years ago, but I guess we'll check and see. You know what we're going to find out? That other bitch probably hangs out in the robotics lab because she's all about fucking with those robots. The other bitch being Aura Blackwell. Anyway, December 20th, detention center, visitor's room. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tonate. The one behind the courtroom bombing incident? He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case. And what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come right over to hear more.
Incredible? What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself? Really? Us? Are you sure? Ha ha ha! I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now. Okay, I guess we're not going to talk to Athena. We're going to talk to this douchebag again. I wasn't sure if he was going to come back in and be relevant again. But, I mean, he had to have because it makes sense. Because why did he help in the first place? Was he involved in planting the bombs in this other case too? Like, was he the one that planted all the bombs? Especially since he was a police officer. He could have easily been involved too. Well, let's find out. What nerve you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. Like I'd waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital.
Violence? No question. Okay.
No violence? Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him.
I...
Fine. Then just answer me this, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room.
There we go.
What are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed.
What?
I don't know who it was.
Oh, of course you don't. But that's who blew up the courtroom!
You expect us to buy that?
Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any CYKES, so I guess he must not be lying.
Pardon me, I got a little carried away. But I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb.
And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. Huh. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, they've laid it all out piece by piece.
Oh! Ow!
I don't know why I did that voice.
Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them.
Uh-oh. Looks like his geek switch has been activated. 40 Fanty Bomb added to the court record. Okay, so the fragments and stuff are going to be important to the case. Okay. Beetle Tonate. Oh my god, he's supposed to be like fucking Beetle Lord. So ain't no violence to anyone. I'm trying to think what you're referring to there. But anyway. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning.
Anything but that.
I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Ms. CYKES.
You're gonna see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. What bad timing. Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning's over to see her.
And after we came all this way, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan. To the robotics lab. Okay. Dora the Explorer. Oh, see. It's not that it was an obscure reference, Berserker, but I didn't really watch Dora the Explorer. It was a little bit past my time, just saying. I had really no excuse to watch Dora the Explorer ever once, so I don't know very much, if anything at all. So yeah, anyway, robotics lab, here we come. This is a place we haven't seen yet. Wow. The Judgeatron? Oh my god. The Judgeatron. Oh boy. Who's making that? And how epic is that? December 20th, Cosmos Space Center Robotics Lab. And what's with the big ball and chain, like, mace thing? That's, what the heck? The spiked ball. What the hell?
So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. You thought that was one of those memes that transcended the show, though? Maybe. I don't know. It didn't sound familiar to me, so that's probably why I didn't know what you were talking about, Berserker. The only time you watched that was when your cousin and his and your half sister watched it. That's fair. I mean, I had little cousins who probably watched it, but again, it's a little bit past my time, so I kind of missed that boat of having to watch it. Because my youngest cousin, she was into Blue's Clues. That was kind of a little bit like in my wheelhouse of being old enough to watch, but a little bit too old to watch. So I'd watch Blue's Clues with her. I'm trying to think if there was anything else like that on that I would watch with her around that time frame. I can't think of another one right off the top of my head. But yeah, I think Dora the Explorer was a little bit after Blue's Clues, and that's where I missed that boat. All right. Anyway, so this is the robotics lab. It's right above the boarding lounge. Got it. And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. Oh, okay. Okay, fair. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots.
Daddy, look over there.
Oh. Motherfucking Apollo. What are you doing here, sir? Hold on. Let me read what Berserker said about the memes and stuff. There are people who've never seen SpongeBob who can quote all the SpongeBob memes. I mean, I can't quote the SpongeBob memes. I've seen plenty of them. I've never really watched much SpongeBob though, but I do know the context at least because I've watched enough SpongeBob to know. I've never really was a big SpongeBob guy either. SpongeBob was kind of in that wheelhouse of I didn't really get into it, so I kind of missed that boat too. It was like right when I was a teenager is when SpongeBob became popular, and I just wasn't really into it. I didn't give it the due time really. So anyway, so Apollo's here, and is he talking to Aura? I'm assuming because he's talking to somebody. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yes, he is. Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo and Aura Blackwell? I wonder what they're talking about. Well, come to spoil our fun? Just when I was enjoying our alone time. Trucy and Mr. Wright.
If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping. Bitch, please. I'll do what I want. Anyway, let's talk about what happened and see how she reacts. Aura looks like a character from My Hero Academia. Yeah, with that hair, for sure. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed, and they all lived happily ever after. Ha 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 ha. What? Daddy, say something to her. And I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right? The princess, huh? Guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena's innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
I don't know yet.
Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinate. I don't know what that laugh was. I can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena?
How appalling, indeed.
Phew. All this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk.
Clonko.
Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay?
Mr. Terran? But that's Apollo you're talking to.
Oh. This hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost.
No, he's wearing his jacket.
Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran. I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her too, of course.
A robot that can see ghosts? Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. I mean, you used to hang out with one regularly. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena no matter what you have to say about it.
How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago.
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? Huh? In that case, what should I ask for in return?
I feel like it would be more haunting to the guy's friend calling him that. I know, right? You'd think Apollo would be like, oh, don't call me Clay. Oh! But also, why would the robot call him Clay? He's wearing his fucking jacket. That's why. I'd like to hear about that incident too. It helped me understand the current case better. Huh? Apollo knows about that case too? Of course he does.
Well, if you're the one who's asking Apollo, come on, hunk of junk. You tell the story. But Miss Aura, that's private information. If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk.
Oh god. Jesus. This girl's fucking insane.
Yes. Who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information. Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all the robots that come through this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then.
Yikes. Better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Clonko.
And then our hearts were created by the great genius Dr. Metis CYKES.
Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing?
Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcend humans. Ja!
Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk.
Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the 2 navigation companions are all that are left of the Metis here on Earth. Okay. The robots are all that's left? Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? Like, I don't know, her fucking daughter? We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling Dr. CYKES loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. Almost. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay? I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Keep your trap shut, you hunk of junk. Okay, Clonko and Ponko. Let's hear some more about them. Clonko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. CYKES. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Metis wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So I can do anything I want to them. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. But why are you people looking into such an old case now, anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So Daddy's gonna find out who killed Dr. CYKES, too. I'm sure you're aware of who Metis' killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell, or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you didn't think he did it? Or you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now. But that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it to help me be sure. Yeah, tell me about what happened. I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology. He said to give himself an edge in court. Ah, Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power of suggestion technique. Exactly, and he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like how a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign. Huh. He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along well with that miserable little princess. Why do you call Athena the princess anyway? Well, she is Metis' daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides... Doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. It all makes sense now. Absolutely. She hates this bitch. So the culprit behind the 2 cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then. Wait, what does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around here anyway? What? But we came here to take a look around. You think you could just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. We're not the police, so we don't have one? Then get out now. Clonko, show them out. Certainly, Miss Aura. Okay. Ouch, don't push. My apologies, I'm just following orders. Ah! Okay, well, I guess we're leaving the lab then. Fuck you too. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Entrance. What a way to get shown out. The nerve of that woman. What's with that horrible attitude? I guess that's just how she is. And why was Apollo going along with her? I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay just how, like, Aura lost Dr. CYKES. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not at all cool and dark and mysterious like that. I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky? I'm gonna keep an eye on him. Hey, wait, Trucy, come back! She's gone. Huh. What should I do now? Detective Fulbright's probably still questioning Athena. Guess I'll go back to the office. Alone. So sad.
Guess I'll go back to the office alone. You just noticed Athena's little necklace uses those same faces. The same faces as the robots. Yeah. Well, I mean, now that we know that Athena is, you know, Metis' daughter, and Metis is one of the ones that helped make the robots, it makes sense that the little robot around Athena's neck, you know, comes from her mom's research, I imagine. Her mom probably gave the robot to her.